Thank you all for coming to this penultimate day of the school year. Woohoo! I'm excited for the school year to end, but I like doing presentations, and I like talking about technology, and I like helping people with technology, so you're always welcome to come to me outside of Tech Tuesday or whenever if you have technology questions, and if I don't know the answer, which is probably the case, I'll point you to somebody who does. So web apps, Pecha, Kucha, or Pecha, depending on whether you speak Japanese or not, or what part of the country you're from. Can anybody tell me what a web app is? Shelley, go ahead.
It's an application that you use using a browser.
Yes, something that you do. It's on the web. It's a website, but it does something for you instead of just information and pictures. And this style of presentation is 20 slides with 20 seconds each slide, so it goes fast. But it's not boring because 20 seconds after you start to get bored, there's a new slide. So I like it. It forces you to think a little bit faster, and you can't be bored. Well, maybe you can be bored, but there's chocolate if you're bored. So with that, I really like w3schools.com. It's a great place to learn web programming languages. Not only do they have tutorials and references and examples, but they've got this really neat in-app try-it-yourself editor so that the code is right there, and right next to it you see what happens when you mess with the code. So you can make mistakes and see what that looks like in real time. Related to that is code.org. They sponsor the Hour of Code every year, but they've got this app, the Studio, where you can take these blue blocks or these blocks from the middle, move them over to the right, and then when you hit run, Elsa or Anna from Frozen actually do the things that you told her to do. Imager is a great website for uploading images. You can take one or more images from multiple sources. They have a huge list of apps that they integrate with. There's an Android app and a Google and an iOS app, and you can upload images and share them online for free with no account. So you can share these images to multiple people. Onpaste.com is a great website as well. It's more oriented for editing the image before you share it. What you do is you make a screenshot of your computer with Control-C, Control print screen or something. You paste it, and it appears in the browser, and you can blur the background. I've blurred out part of Wikipedia here, highlight and annotate. Apps.pixlr.com or just pixlr.com/editor is great. It's similar. It's like Photoshop, but on the web. And so it's got a lot of the Photoshop-style tools, but you can save these things directly to your computer as if it were a real app, or you can save them online so that you can edit them later. You don't need to be writing this down. Pictochart.com, I'll get to that in a minute. Pictochart.com is a good tool for making infographics. We did it. One of my student workers did a Tech Tuesday on this a couple months ago. Lots and lots and lots and lots of clip art, and it really makes page layout a lot easier than trying to do that in Word or PowerPoint. Workflowy is a great website that several of us here at the college use to keep track of lists. You can share individual portions of lists with people so that they can edit them without having an account, or if you pay the fee, you can actually have individual shared lists locked down and shared between people. And it's really fun to be able to check things off the list. This is why you don't need to lock them down. Linkli.st, linkli.st. I have all of these web apps in this list online, and so they're links that you just click, and it's really easy to get lists of links into a clickable web page just using this online service. SciWeavers.org is a great website. They're actually for pre-print publishing, but they have lots of tools. They have an international on-screen keyboard, so you can type the international character you need. They have multiple PDF apps, so you can split a PDF apart or join PDFs together. They've got image conversion, so you can convert a bitmap to a GIF to a JPEG, and more. I love the apps that we have on campus. We have Office 365, free Word and everything. free Office Online. Canvas is great, but we also have Qualtrics, which is less known, which is much better than SurveyMonkey, in my opinion. And you can do lots of surveys and powerful surveys with it. And the Colorado College Digital Asset Management is full of CC images that people on campus can use. Alternative 2 is a great resource if you want to, if you need to do something in a software program but you don't have it. Alternative2.net actually lists several alternatives for almost everything, including itself. So I use this multiple times a month, and it always helps me find things that other software packages. URL shorteners. How many of you love the Colorado College website URLs that are super long? With this one in particular, v.gd, you shorten your URL to something ridiculously small, and this one will actually show you a preview of what the real link is, so you can make sure that you're not sending people fake stuff and bad stuff. I love Google Voice because you can set up an external phone number that you can give to anybody, and then you can block it at certain times of day, and you can have it ring all of your phones at the same time, or none of your phones if you would like. And it also will transcribe your voicemail for you, so you can get it in a text message or read it online and listen to it online as well. Infuse Learning, this is great, I think, for teachers who teach visual classes. Not only is it an online clicker system that you can use from a smartphone or a computer, but you can actually have students draw the answer to the question. In physics, you could have them draw vectors. You could have them draw a map in geography or geology. Unitag.io/QR code. Do you know what a QR code is? It stands for Quick Response Code. They're big in Japan. If you have a smartphone, you can actually use them, but this one lets you generate a pure QR code and customize it with things like your picture or different colors. And so this is all of my contact information for the college contained in there with my beautiful mug. If you have a Mac or a PC, you can use Ninite.com and GetMacApps.com to download lots of apps and keep them up to date with only a couple clicks. Instead of downloading Adobe, downloading Flash, downloading another browser, downloading Office, downloading a PDF reader, you can do that all just by selecting the apps, downloading the file, and then running it, and that will also keep them up to date. I work in IT, so I often have to send people a new reset password. And as an IT person, you never, ever, ever send a password over email. But this sends these two services send a self-destructing note to the person, and PrivNote actually will let me know when they have looked at the message, and that way I know that they've gotten it securely. Ethercalc.org is an online spreadsheet you don't need to sign in to use. You can just type in numbers, and it even gives you a URL that you can share with other people so they can see what you've done. Very useful, very difficult to find. This is an actual Ether spreadsheet. AppInventor.mit.edu is a way to create Android apps online. So instead of downloading this huge programming suite, you can actually write the apps online, download them to your phone, and then try them out on your phone, so you don't actually have to download the whole software development suite onto your own computer. This is the last one, number 20, wheeldecide.com. Every block I have my student workers together in a meeting, and we have to randomly choose one worker to get the first shift, to choose their first shift. With this, they don't have to say, Weston, you're cheating. Weston, you're playing favorites. I just put all their names in here and then spin the wheel and it chooses one. What apps do you use?
I have a whole bunch of them running through my mind, but a lot of the ones that you use, there's a shareable spreadsheet kind of similar to what you put down. But there's a group that does a whole bunch of office stuff for free.
Zoho?
Zoho, yeah. Zoho spreadsheet I've shared those before.
Do you have to sign in to use Zoho?
I think if you're going to share, you do.
Okay. But still, that's a good one to note down, to take down. I'm going to put that down here.
And then there's one that used to be called KULER, and now it's just Color. It's from Adobe, and it's
Not
really,
KULER again anymore?
No.
Oh, good, because that's harder to spell.
So now it's Color I think it's adobe.color or color.adobe, one way or the other, but it lets you look at combinations of color that are analogous, monochrome, complementary, and it gives you hex and RGB codes. So if you're trying to figure out colors for web stuff that you're doing, it's really helpful.
Cool, good tip. There's one like that I used to use called Big Nose Bird. Really easy to remember website, and you could see what the color palettes would look like together there as well. Others? You missed the whole presentation. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. I can go back. This second half of the 15 minutes or 20 minutes of presentation is for demos and suggestions and questions. Any others? Other web apps?
I use Sunrise. It's a calendar app.
Sunrise?
Yeah, and I have it on my phone, but I can just open it in my browser, and it all syncs. So whether I'm on whatever's closest, or if I just don't have anything and just buy a computer, I can still see everything.
I like it. That's why I love web apps.
Yeah, and it links to, if you happen to use Facebook, really, I'm sure it connects to LinkedIn too, but it'll automatically import all those events too. So it just really gets streamlining.
Cool. Good tip. Anyone else? Any others?
This isn't really for productivity, but I use one called Headspace, and it's taking up a ton of space on my phone, unfortunately. So I don't know how I'm going to keep it, but it's like a meditation program. So somebody walking you through a meditation
cool.
session, and then it changes each time.
Oh, that's even cooler.
I mean, in the first, so much of it's free, and if you want to keep using it and get new sessions, then you can pay for it, but you don't have to. You can just use it free ones.
Cool, good tip. There's one I heard about. This isn't for meditation, but it's a combination of 3 different audio websites. One is the sound of a fire crackling. Another is this jazz riff that just can repeat, and you don't even notice that it's repeating. And then the third one is the sound of rain falling. You combine them together, it's like that you're inside and you've got to keep working, and kind of nice, kind of relaxing. It's not a single one. It's actually 3 different websites. One, it's like rainisfalling.com or something like that. And I can add those 3 links to the link list that's in here afterwards. But yeah.
I have a couple more. Especially for this kind of a presentation, there's this may not be an app, it might be more of a website, but it's called Haiku, and it's a way to develop really easy slides.
Oh, how is it spelled? J-A-I? Or
H-A-I.
H-A-I? Oh.
Yeah.
I can spell haiku.
So it's got really good graphics, and it's really easy to use.
Yeah, I think that counts in here. That is a web app. And the thing lives online, right? Wow, that is a big U.
Yeah. And then this is actually a portal to a lot of really good web software apps, and this is a librarian thing. So there's a librarian that curates links to stuff like this, and it's called philbradley.com or .org. I just usually Google Phil Bradley librarian, and it'll come up.
Thank you for being patient. Oh, duh. What am I thinking? This is a tablet that I could actually be writing with my finger on, which is even messier.
But I found some things that you mentioned on here there. So there's stuff like visualization and charting and all kinds of interesting stuff on there.
That's a good tip. Thank you. I'm always looking for new, interesting websites and things that will help me and that I can recommend to students when they don't have a budget for computer software and stuff. Good tips. Good tips. Anything else? Anyone? Cool. Then I'm going to switch back to browser mode